Hey, Fatso. Hey there. Yes. Look what you've got. Oh, isn't that good? You big, fat, greedy fucker. He's buggered off to digest. Oops, yuck. Television. I pay for television, then I don't watch it. Kind of makes sense. I keep finding things. I can merge these two things, you see, by adjusting my eye alignment and see if they're going to work. That could be fun. Pleasure of a new blade. Where the fuck is that line? I got lost under the microscope. And Duchamp said that he made art to amuse himself. And I think I undoubtedly do that. And, it's one of my gifts is that I don't really give a fuck what people think. But one of the joys about collage is that a lot of things are taken from the same angles. For instance, tourist postcards are mostly taken on a tripod at a certain height in a certain place and at a certain angle so that the points of view line up really sweetly. So that, these are happy accidents that I didn't realize, but when you start to try and merge pictures, these things are gifts to the collage. And if there's slight mismatches, it actually adds to the fun for me because the brain really, really wants to believe it,
Attention. Your Dropbox is full.
Oh, we know my Dropbox is full. That's quite nice. I was a photographer as a teenager and I had loads of photos and nobody wanted to see them really. So I started messing with them and I became a collagist. There's a kind of reality, weird reality to it. And at the same time, it's not real. So there's a kind of comedy to it. So it suits my kind of mind. This is good. Oh, it's so pretty. One of the big things, one of the big meanings of my work is that very fact that it forces you to recognize that your mind wants to believe this, and so it threatens all your beliefs, and that's terribly important. Most of what we believe is probably nonsense. Most of what people believe is probably nonsense, and it's very, very, very healthy and completely necessary to shake that. These things, they're you know, it's saying I'm a lie, but your brain really wants to believe it. It's like saying, oh God, there's the Notre Dame in Machu Picchu, or I don't know where the hell it is. It's somewhere Peru or something. You experience a little intellectual shock with that I find very fruitful, and it's exactly what Swift was doing actually, really, with Gulliver's Travels. The anxiety wants to create a little world where there is order, and at the same time I can fix all the world's ills and make a new one. It's great. I'm going to make these buildings overlap, and then I have some people under here, which is really great because I can run them into this. To the naked eye, or they look like just little people, and you go here and they're just fucking little blurs. Oops, just went right through their body. Where the fuck is it anyway? Oh, it is Machu Picchu. Well, what happened was about a year and a half ago, I called a friend of mine. I called to speak to him, and I got his daughter instead. And she has dyspraxia, which is a very curious autism spectrum thing. And I was going through terrible financial stuff, and I spoke to her for like literally 5 or 6 seconds, and she apparently came off the phone to him and said, "Daddy, does Seán have a touch of Asperger's?" And when I spoke to him again, I was telling him about this run-in I was having with the authorities and my money troubles, and he said, "You know what, you might have Asperger's." And I'd never barely heard of it, and I thought, no, I went, no. And then I read about it, and I went, oh. I immediately actually recognised it. I didn't really think I had it, but then, Joyce said, "Show me a normal human being." But of course he had fucking Asperger's, so he had no fucking idea what a normal human being is. My daddy used to quote Burns, the line, "I wish I had the gift to gie you to see yourself as others see you." To understand yourself, to see yourself from outside. And that's an amazing gift that I've suddenly been given, because I understand myself without diminishing it. In fact, I kind of like it. I enjoy having this unusual mind. I've lost. Oh, that's. Aha. I actually now think that I can find a place in the world, in the sense that I feel hopeful, and I know it's not insane to feel hopeful. Like I used to feel hopeful and, believe that it was, heroically unrealistic, but I was going to do it anyway. I'd love the work to end up in the good museums and for people to be looking at it for a long time. And I actually believe that. I believe that in a few hundred years, like mine is the Irish art of this era, that people will want to look at and will look at. And I always believed that, but I also always feared that was, a kind of delusion. There definitely is a kind of what can be perceived as arrogance in the Asperger mind, and it's partly right and it's partly deluded, of course, which is a kind of wonderful thing to realize, to discover, because I'm at home with my little robots and demons, and I can, now that I understand it, it's like so liberating. Oh, isn't that pretty? I love the back of them. I don't even know what it is. Is it Atlantis? I suppose it is. But it's like there's no Ireland in it at all.